What's up, you guys? On today's episode of Changing with the Tides, we're going to talk about all things related to the 6th and 7th commandment, which of course are in the set of commandments of love of thy neighbor. So I hope you enjoy.
It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day.
Happy holiday season, you guys! I'm so super pumped that Christmas is right around the corner. It is my favorite time of year ever. Like, seriously, on top of everything else. Yet, while yes, it's cold and gross out, it's also a time to take in the memories and do things with your family or friends or whoever you live with or whatever that may look like for you. Just try to be patient with the ones that you love, because those memories I know I cherish forever. So I don't know if you will, but I do. And I know people can be really impatient and snap, for me, for example. But listen, it happens to the best of us, and just try to remember that you want to remember these things, so don't try and snap as much this time of year. I should really take my own advice. But okay, so that's my little blurb on the holiday season. Now that I've rambled for a minute about my love for Christmas and the holiday season, now let's move on to the actual point of today's videos, which is the 6th and 7th commandment, and those two are part of the commandments on the love of thy neighbor. Now let's talk about the deeper meaning, or like the more in-depth meaning of that commandment. Chastity is not popular in today's society, nor is it easy. In fact, the media tries to normalize lust, claiming that it's all just fun and games. Chastity of thought, word, and action requires integrity and self-mastery. In practicing control of the will, one can break free from the enslavement of the passions. We don't have to look too far to see all the ways the world is telling us that chastity is unimportant and old-fashioned. But living this commandment well offers a path to an unbelievable freedom to love instead of using others for our own pleasure. You'll have to fight for it, but freedom from lustful addictions can be found. So, obviously, you shouldn't commit adultery, but the deeper meaning of that is your partner is going to be with you through sickness and in health till death do you part, and all the other vows that you take when you get married. And that is very important. People take that for granted all the time. Like, I hear about people getting divorced or separated or whatever. Not all the time, but like a lot. And it kind of not upsets me, but like kind of like makes me take a step back and realize that the person that I want to marry eventually will have to be the person that wants to be with me all the time. And whether that be when I'm sick, when I'm not sick, when I'm struggling mentally, when I'm not struggling mentally, whatever that may look like. That person wants to be with me all the time. And that is the importance of that commandment, is that you want to be with your partner all the time. All the freaking time. Just like that. So at the end of the day, if you do struggle with addictions or lustful thoughts or just whatever, just remember that your partner is there for you and you need to talk to them. So obviously I'm not going to go preaching much more than that, because I'm not in no way, shape, or form marriage counselor or married or anything like that. So this is all I'm going to say for now. But I hope that makes sense, and I hope you are able to live that out and maybe do that every once in a while. Think about your partner. So now, what is the 7th commandment? You shall not steal. Obviously, you shall not steal, but let's break that one down a little bit better. The commandment isn't just talking about shoplifting. It's calling us on to generosity. It is Jesus directing us to be good stewards of our times and possessions. In the words of Pope Francis, this commandment means to love with your goods, make use of your means to love as best as you can. Then your life becomes good, and your property truly becomes a gift. He reminds us that our life is meant to be given as a gift. In uncertain times, it can be easy to hoard, but Jesus invites us to lean into surrender and trust. So, Pope Francis, first of all, is such a great guy. He is by far one of my favorite popes we've had, just because he's very into what's going on in today's society and takes it for what it is and breaks it down into terms that maybe younger people will understand, or maybe even like older people too, like people who struggle with their Catholicism. Maybe you look to him because he is a different kind of pope and he does have different standards. But truthfully, honestly, I love that side of him. So I love that his part about love with your goods, make use of your means to love as best as you can. So what does that mean? Obviously that means use your goods and take them for what they are, but also share them every once in a while. And you know that term, what did my parents say when I was little? I think it was sharing is caring. That is literally so, you want to share your goods and not be possessive about them. So, yeah. And then at the end, it talks about how Pope Francis says that our life is meant to be given as a gift. Super important phrase right there, or super important words right there. Our life is given as a gift, and we shouldn't take that for granted. We shouldn't take that for granted. We shouldn't take the people in our lives for granted, and we shouldn't take the things in our lives for granted. Okay, and that's where I'm going to end it in today's video about the 2 commandments. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it's sort of all over the place, but I hope you had fun and you got something out of it. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah!
It's my lucky day.